Hello, everyone. My name is Kate. I'm going to help our instructor during the webinar and tell you more about the program and the Sigma Academy. We'd like to know something about you. You can text in the chat your age and where you're from. And if you have any experience in programming or if you want to study from scratch. We'd like to know some more information about you. Please write down where you're from and your age. Okay, Nigeria. Great. Come on, guys. Okay, I think we have, okay, Moldova, Lebanon, Zambia. Great, we have people from various countries. So during the webinar, you can send your questions to the chat. And at the end, me or the instructor, we will answer them. As probably you know, you can apply for the course on our website. Okay, Kenya, Tanzania. You can apply for the course on our website, but also soon you will see a link to WhatsApp in the chat, and you can click on it to contact our managers and ask them any questions about the course, the payment options, and apply for the course. It's much more convenient for you. So if you decide to enroll, just click on the link. And now let me introduce the course instructor to you. It's Anastasia, a web developer and the instructor at the Sigma Academy. Anastasia, please tell us a little bit about yourself and your profession.
Okay, hello everyone. Nice to meet you here. My name is Anastasia Fokina, and I will be your teacher at this course. So a little bit about myself. I'm a web developer with about 5 years of experience, and I worked as in team projects for some works, and also I worked as a freelancer, just get some orders from the companies or just persons. And also as a hobby, I'm teaching web development about 4 years. I teach not only the older ones, but also school children, how to write programs, how to create sites, and I will teach you how you can create your own website. So now let's talk a little about web development. A web developer is a person who creates software with a web interface. But most often, such specialists create websites. So you can write down in the chat, do you know anything about web programming? Did you learn something before maybe, or even you may let us know you may worked with programming languages or something else. It'll be really interesting for us to learn more about you. So web developer creates websites, but in some cases they can create any software with web interface. So web developers have two specializations. So web developer is just a complex work, but it has two different specializations. First of all, it's a front-end developer and back-end developer. So let's talk about them a little. What is a front-end developer? So the front-end developer works with the visible part of a website. When you enter every site, you see maybe pictures, you see text, you see animation, and so on. So everything that you see, it's a work of a front-end developer. What he or she does exactly? Front-end developer creates page elements and places them in the right order. Also, he or she sets up the correct display. Also, front-end developer works with animation of elements on the website and develops interactive elements, sliders, modal windows, timers, and every interactive elements, forms, for example. It is all the work of a front-end developer. But also, there is a back-end developer. Back-end developer works with the invisible part of a website. So as a user, we cannot see the work of this specialist because it's invisible for us. What does he or she do exactly? Back-end developer defines the logic of the forms on a website. So when you click any button on the website, your data just transfer to somewhere on the server. But this logic of the sending data, it's a work of a back-end developer. Also, back-end developer defines the structure of recording, storing, and retrieving the website data on the server. And after all, programs data processing algorithms on the server. For example, it creates he or she creates mailing lists, encryption and decryption of user data, and so on. So front-end developer is a person who works with visible part of our website, and back-end developer is a person who works with invisible part of our website. What will we become? It's the main question. So the web developer course, our course, is aimed at gaining the skills of a front-end developer. So we will be a front-end developers, and we will be talking about this specialization. And here you can see salaries of this specialist in international companies. So if you're a junior one, just a beginner, then you can receive, for example, $30,000 per year. And if you're a middle one, then you can receive $50,000 per year. And if you're a senior with a lot of experience and a lot of worked projects, then you can receive 80,000 per year. So why front-end developer? Because we need to start with visible elements of our website. If we cannot create them, how we can create invisible part? So we will be front-end developer, but if you will be interested in this sphere, then you can just improve yourself and search some information about who is a back-end developer exactly and what tools he or she just used to create websites and so on. What will we study? Our course have 5 main sections. First of all, we will talk about basics of work with HTML and CSS. HTML and CSS, it's languages that will help us to create elements of our web page. HTML language will help us to create, just place these elements on our web page, and CSS will help us to style them, to style their borders, background, colors, and so on. Also, we will talk about basics of website layout. So we will know how we can lay out our site more precisely, more right, and in the modern way. Also, we will talk about adaptation of web pages for various devices, because nowadays we use lots of devices, for example, smartphones and laptops, computers, and they have different screens. So our site should be compatible with every screen that user uses. We will talk about JavaScript language. JavaScript, it's a programming language, and it will help us to include some interactive elements in our web page, some functionality, and we will write real programs with algorithms and so on. So we will learn how to create real programs with a programming language. And after all, in the end of our course, we will talk about full support of our project, from receiving a layout from a designer as a picture to placing the website on the network. Because when you create site, you need to understand how the site will just be received by your customer, your user, and what should you do to post your website on the internet. Okay, and now Kate will tell you something more about Sigma Academy.
Thank you, Anastasia. Let's move to the Academy. So our mission is to offer young people from sub-Saharan Africa an opportunity to change their life. We hope to make it possible by bringing about quick and affordable online education that will give them a high-demand digital or IT profession. We've received feedback from our clients and extended the training period from 2 months to 3 months. We've expanded the course program and will cover more important topics and materials. At the same time, the pace of training will be more comfortable for you. So the course lasts about 3 months. You can watch lectures and webinars in the recording when you have free time. Anastasia will answer any questions you might have during classes or in a chat. You will get home assignments that will be checked, and you should also do some independent work. All this work is necessary to gain skills that will make you a good web developer. So our course is divided into 4 sections. Each section takes about 30 to 37 hours of work, including all classes, home assignments, and so on. So you will enjoy this course and profession if you like creative tasks, if you're ready to learn something new, and if you want to have a relevant, high-paying job. Some people think that coding is boring and difficult, but it's not true. In fact, you often need to find a creative solution, and there is no single correct answer. Because every web developer can solve a problem differently. And it's all right if you don't know anything about coding. All you need to start this course is a laptop or a computer and access to the internet. Anastasia will teach you the rest. We real cases that web developers work with in life, so you will have first-hand experience of solving real problems. Our priority is to train you how to do something, not just give you some knowledge. That's why we focus on practice. Anastasia will answer all of your questions about coding, web development, or work in IT during the course. The final part of the course is the work on your own project. You can add it to your portfolio, and it will become a good case for your future employers. It will also prove that you have skills, not just raw knowledge. This concludes our review of the Academy and the program, and I'd like to pass the floor back to Anastasia so that she could share more information about her career path, maybe some myths about web developers, and advice for future IT specialists. I believe that it's invaluable information because not so many programmers are ready to reveal secrets about their profession. I remind you that you can send your questions to the chat, and at the end of the webinar, Anastasia will answer them. Anastasia, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you. So first of all, I think many of you are interested in how people get into programming. So I'm sure each of you has your own story about why you're here. I'll share mine a little. Maybe it will be close to someone. So let's start with the fact that I was not going to be a web developer at all. I wanted to go into economics. So, but due to certain financial issues, I had to change my specialty to information systems and technologies. And it's just unbelievable how fascinating I am with programming now. I can't imagine myself in any other specialty. So why did this profession suit me? I'm a very structured person, and any program is a large structure with tasks and subtasks. Modeling programs brings me pleasure. In addition, I love difficult tasks. I can sit at monitor all the day and find some options for solving them. I like independence from the workplace because working in an office or remotely doesn't matter to me. I like that my profession requires constant development. During our studies at the university, we were trained many areas of IT. For example, I can create desktop applications, work with databases and financial programs, and even program microcontrollers, although I don't remember much of this now, but I can do it. I choose web development for myself. Why? I just realized that among all spheres, this one is the closest to me. It is the most creative one for me, and I like most of the instruments and most of tools that I use in my everyday work. At the moment, I work as an IT deputy director of a company in my city, and as a hobby, I do freelance website development and teach web development to school children and older students. And I'm very glad that I did not become an economist. So there are several myths that can be found on the internet all the time. First, you can often read that a web developer without an every programming, without powerful computer is not a web developer. This is wrong because even those programs that we will use on our course do not require a fair amount of power. It is not the computer that defines whether you are a good web development or not. It's all about your skills. Also, you can read another myth that a good web developer writes everything from scratch. And again, no, a good web developer doesn't try to reinvent the wheel. First, you carry out an analysis of existing solutions to the problem. And if they're already a debugged, accessible, and beautiful solution for everyone, why not to borrow it? So feel free to go to the forums and ask questions. It will only speed up your work. Another statement, you need to learn only popular languages. Fashion is unstable. So now one thing is popular and tomorrow another. If you constantly chase fashion, then there simply will not be enough time to rebuild from one language to another. And the phrase, this language is better than others, also applies here. We will not learn the C++ language. Why? Because we don't use it to build websites. It's too complicated for these tasks, but creating games with this language is very convenient. There are no good and bad languages. There are those that do not fit your task and fit your task. That's all. Just look for the area that you like and pick up convenient tool for it. Another myth, programming skills are needed only for programmers, and there is not. The ability to think algorithmically and structurally, the ability to see programs from the inside is also reflected in the results of any other professions. And finally, after our course, your training will end. This is the most common and most dangerous myth. In this area, your training will not never end. New technologies and new solutions will appear. There will be new discoveries, and you have to constantly develop as a specialist. And I would not say that this is a disadvantage of this profession, because it's always good to keep yourself in a good shape. As soon as we learn nothing, we being to roll back. And in the end, I will give you some tips, some small advices. It may be useful to you in your future career or education. First, do not rush from one sphere to another. You can, of course, follow different areas of development, but you shouldn't rush from, for example, learning controller programming to write websites. It's a different spheres. You will spend too much time on it and will not get real skills. Even worse, if you constantly monitor only the level of salaries. For example, mobile developers get more, then I'll go there. Cool specialists are paid well everywhere. It is better to bring to mind one thing than to spray. I also strongly advise you to look for your YouTube channels or popular science magazines in which you will have a real interest. It is desirable that there be frequent updates, so you will constantly plunge into this area. Another very important tip, do not compare yourself with someone else. You can strive to be better, you can be inspired by other developers, but they also once started their way. They were beginners and they made mistakes. So everything that makes you different from them, it's just a different experience. You will improve and you yourself will reach great heights. And of course, practice, practice, and more practice. A web developer and every programmer without practice is not a web developer. In theory, any of our program works. It's a rule. In theory, our programs works. But as soon as we start writing code, problems begin. For example, you're watching a cool masterclass. Then turn on your computer and repeat. Or maybe you're reading a good book with examples. Then test them yourself. Found a new way to do something awesome on your website, try it yourself. Don't be afraid to make any mistakes. So I hope that that was helpful for you and that your interest in IT is stronger now. I believe that anyone can succeed in web development. So, Kate, why don't you tell our viewers about the advantages of our Sigma Academy?
I was about to do that. Thank you, Anastasia. Thank you for the insights about the profession of web developer. If you're excited about becoming a web developer and want to dive into this amazing sphere, we invite you to study at the Sigma Academy. Why choose us? Here are 5 main reasons. The first reason is interesting lectures and practical lessons with experienced instructors and specialists. All our instructors have experience in the sphere and know how to explain topics so that even beginners would understand. They try to make classes entertaining and focus on developing practical skills. The next reason is support from the instructor and the mentor. You will never be alone during this journey into IT. And if you have some questions about the course, the career, or some organizational issues, the instructor or mentors will help you within a couple of hours. And the next reason is single-minded people in our IT community. Your classmates and other graduates might become your friends. You can share your insights and experiences, get advice from people who know what it's like to start a new career. Also, a chance to become a freelancer or work remotely from any corner of the world is also a great reason. The professions we train allow you to become an independent worker on the freelance market or choose a more convenient format of work. And the last reason, an opportunity to make above $30,000 per year working in an international company. IT specialists are needed everywhere, so you can apply for projects or positions in other countries and get a higher salary than in your country or residence. So, as a thank you for taking part in this webinar, we give you a promo code GOSTUDY with an additional 100 US dollars discount. It means that the final price of the course for you is only 220 US dollars. All you need to do to get this discount is to apply for the course on our website and use this promo code before midnight, the 9th of July. You can also pay in installments. So now let's talk more about the installment plan. We can organize it for you without any overpayments and banks. The prepayment will be 40 US dollars, and after that, you pay 60 US dollars every month for 3 months. The total sum is the same, 220 US dollars. Another unique offer is the opportunity to get a refund within 2 weeks after the start of the course if you don't like it. So as you can see, the offer, available time, and the installment plan are much better now. And the most important part, the paid part of the course starts on the 4th of July. So if you want to take part in every class online, be sure to use the promo code and pay for the course before this date. You can also share the promo code for our course with your friends if they're interested in getting new skills and training in a high demand profession. So you can ask any questions about the payment and the course to our managers in WhatsApp. The link will appear in the chat. Also, I think that it's very important to show you some reviews from our students who have already finished the web developer course. As you can see, students get a lot of support and it's easier for them to learn programming, even if they start from scratch. We'll be happy if you join us. So now it's time for Anastasia to answer your questions. And if you haven't asked yet, you have a couple of minutes. Don't miss your chance. Anastasia, you're welcome.
Okay, I'm ready to answer.
So we have the question, what document will I receive after training? I think I can answer this question. As this course has 144 hours, you will get a certificate of advanced training. Also, we have the question, in which year was Sigma Academy established? Anastasia, can you answer this question, please?
I see that there is an answer already. Sigma Academy was established in 2021 in Russia and in 2023 in Africa.
Okay, we have one more question. What's the duration of the course?
So the duration of the course will be 3 months. And it's about 2 or 3 lessons per week.
Okay, we have one more question. What programs will I use?
We will use browser, of course, because we are working with websites. And to write code, we will use code editor, Visual Studio Code. It's a free software, so you can search information for yourself. But we will talk about this software on our course, and we will use it to write code of our website. And that's all.
Okay. Thank you, Anastasia. I see that. Oh, I see one more question. Okay. So we currently started learning on coding, and we have had 2 master so far. Do you mean we have to pay $220 for these same lessons we are taking, or that is for the full course? Okay, I can answer this question. $220 is the sum for the full course.
Yeah, these master classes were free to use. You don't need to pay for them.
Okay, we have one more question. How do you help us get job after the program?
So first of all, we'll give you knowledge about web programming. It's the main thing. Another thing that, as I said before, we will talk about every step you should make to just get the layout from a designer and to post it in the internet and present it to your customer. So we will talk about steps of projects, and I think I may give you some tips on how you can search your customers and where you need to search them. So with this knowledge, I think that you will be able to find a job very soon.
Okay, also our graduates get help with finding a job. We prepare a portfolio, and you can take part in consultations with our HR specialists. We have one more question. Please, do your company take internship students, and what is the duration for the course? And after the whole training, are we going to receive a certificate?
So we will talk about that our course, the duration of our course will be 3 months. It's about 3 or 2 lessons per week. Also, okay, you will get the certificate of this course in the end. When you will do all the tasks and homeworks and defend your final project. So, Kate, can you answer the question, do your company takes internship students? Because I think it's more a question for you.
I think yes, but you can also write this question to our managers in WhatsApp, and they will answer you more deeply. So I think there is no more questions. So thank you, Anastasia. We're about to finish the webinar. And before you go, let me remind you that you can use a special promo code, GOSTUDY, that grants an additional $100 discount. Apply for the course before July 9th to take advantage of this unique offer. We were happy to be with you at this webinar and hope to see you on our course. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you. Goodbye.